In today's market, having a good product is just not enough. Hi everyone, my name is Prashant and we are in a new episode of DGH Talks. In this, we will be talking about everything, literally. Like, we'll be talking about different branding techniques, we'll be talking about different marketing techniques, books, authors, and trust me, a lot of marketing. So if you're looking something for that, then stay with the video, and I hope you guys enjoy, and let's start. So in this first episode, I'll break down what selling like a product is and what branding is. So what's the difference, and how you can actually do it for your own brand or product that you're selling out right now. And we'll be talking about why storytelling matters. We'll be talking about how it affects trust, how it affects a brand recall, and how it affects the long-term value that you will build with a customer in future, or that you have right now. So let's get into it. We'll be having different sets of questions that we'll keep on answering, and that's how we will take this episode ahead. So our first question is, what is the difference between selling like a commodity and building a brand? So a commodity is something that people compare, mostly on its price and the value that it gives. But a brand is something that people recall, because they have an emotional connect with it, or they just remember something that actually connects them with that view of the product that you have given through your marketing campaign. For an example, if two brands are selling coffee, so the one that tells a better story, has a better, view, and it feels more relatable to people, will actually stand out when compared. And trust me, that will be sold more just on the basis of these points than the other brand. Because products can be copied easily, but a perception cannot. So the next question is, why do most of the startups and creators look exactly the same these days? Because everyone is just trying to copy something that has worked for someone else. Some kind of a reel, some kind of a product, some kind of an offer, some kind of discounts. So someone is just has already done it and has worked for him or her, and people just try to take it as it is and put it out there. But one thing to remember is, copying something and building an identity is totally different. Because if people remove the logo from your product and really cannot tell that it's you, then trust me, your brand identity is weak. It might just look like any other copied product. One thing to remember is, being online, being active online is not same as being memorable. People, if they don't remember you, then trust me, that is something you don't want. The next question is, why is branding so important when your product is not unique? Because in a crowded market, a product is not enough. So, people might, have a similar skincare, might have similar food, might have similar type of pen they are selling, or 10 different products they can sell which look exactly the same as their competitors. But if they don't have a branding story, then trust me, people will not relate to it. People will not go ahead and buy it specifically which is your brand. They will just go and buy any other brand which just looks like you, and they are not going to even recall your brand because they don't even remember any identity of yours. So it is really important to build that. It becomes more important to do this when your product is not unique, because you do still need to stand out with amongst your competitors, because this is the only way that you'll get to make people choose you than your competitors. So you do need to have a very strong brand identity. So the next question we have is, marketing only about sales? See, sales are important, but marketing should not just be about pushing people to just go and buy it somehow. So good marketing actually builds a lot of things. So it just builds like a perception of yours in the mind of people whom you're targeting, that who you are, what you stand for, and what they should look forward when they actually have your product and use it. So that becomes very important. A sales post might get 10 clicks, but a good branded post can actually make people want to come again to the brand and want to, might want to try it again and again, just on the basis of the brand identity that you have built. And one line that I remember is, selling gets attention, but branding builds memories. The next question is, why do people connect with people more than the product? Because people trust people more. And when I say that, what I mean to say is, a product can tell you what it does, but a human can tell you why it actually exists. And that actually makes a difference. That is why we see founder stories, author stories, and behind the scenes, because that personal touch actually matters, and it really makes the product feel real, and just not the tangible aspect, but why it should actually exist in someone's life rather than on someone's shelf. People just don't buy what you made, but they buy why you made it. What are the few signs that show that a business is actually selling like a commodity? Few of the signs are: the only message is about price or discount, the content looks very generic, there is no personality to the product, or there is no founder or creator visible all over the social media or branding. The audience has no emotional reason to care about the product. Basically, if your entire strategy is buy now, then trust me, people will actually scroll. They are not gonna care much. Because if your entire journey is about discounts and how people can actually benefit in terms of pricing and discounts, then actually you are replaceable, because tomorrow if someone comes up with a better discount, then you're replaced. That's it. What are the signs that someone is actually building a brand? A strong brand has consistency. It has a similar message all across. It has a similar tone all across. It really understands what you're trying to tell them across all the formats. And slowly and gradually, people also start to recall your style of putting out content, and people also recognize the way you do marketing as well, because of the same message and tone, like I mentioned. Next question is, can a good product survive without branding? The simple answer is yes, a good product can survive without branding, but the problem will come because it will be very less discoverable. People need to, people might just get only one communication, which is word of mouth if someone uses it. So it becomes really important to brand it out as well. Quality makes people stay, but branding makes people arrive. You might have a great product, you might have a great set of services, but people, if they do not know why it relates to them or why it should exist in their life, then they might just not give it a chance. So it's really important for even a good product to have a good branding and make the whole circle. Next question is, what role does storytelling has in branding? Storytelling actually gives a meaning to what you're really selling. A basic promotion might just say, hey, look, here is my product. But a story would say, this is how it was built, this is why it was built, and all the complications that were faced during building it, and how we all came out of it. So it basically is a story of the whole product, not just the product. This is what makes people pause. Storytelling has a context, and context actually makes people pause for a second and stay. So the next question is, why is personal branding becoming so important? It is simple, because people want to know who is behind the product that I'm about to use. Because sometimes when people want to just use a product, they just don't trust the ingredient list. They want to know where it's coming from, who has made it, and what are their real intention behind the product and putting it out there in the market. Whether it's a founder, it's a creator, it's an author, it's anyone. People want to see a face. People want to see why they should go ahead and use this product and what difference it will make in the society. Because many a times we have seen there are so many brands that actually take a deep dive in storytelling and show their manufacturing units as well, and people that are getting affected by the manufacturing system in a positive way because they are getting wages and whatnot. So those kind of things really affect people and would want to they would make people come back again and again to the same product only because of those value propositions. What is one major mistake that brands make? Okay, so it's pretty simple, I can say. Brands, they, sound polished sometimes. They want to sound polished, they want to sound corporate, they want to, like show perfection when it comes down to the communication that they want to put out. But they need to understand that people connect with, honesty, people connect with a personality which is honest to them and has a clear message for them, rather than trying to impress them in a certain way with having a certain type of tone or style. Alright, the final takeaway from this video: don't just sell what you make, try to sell an idea and a story, because prices can be matched, features can be copied, and everything can be copied basically, but what the people cannot copy is your story. So you really need to focus on the storytelling part, and that is where you will actually make your brand strong day by day, by showcasing who you really are, what your true colors are, what you're really putting out is not just a product for you, but a lot more than that. So this was Prashant Chauhan for DGH, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time listening to the talk. And if it really made you change in any way about marketing, branding, or storytelling, do tell me in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe the channel and like the video and share with people whom you think will really benefit with it. DGH signing off.